Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Well, today we're looking at a really interesting story from the book of Acts.
Okay.
It's about this advice that a guy named Gamaliel gives
Mm-hmm.
to the Jewish leaders about what to do with the apostles.
Right.
Because as you know, the apostles were out there preaching about Jesus.
Yeah, and causing a stir.
Big time. And the Jewish leaders, well, they weren't exactly thrilled about it.
Definitely not. They felt pretty threatened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's this whole tension. Should they try to shut them down or kind of wait and see what happens?
Right.
And that's where Gamaliel, who is this really respected teacher, steps in.
Interesting.
He offers some, well, kind of intriguing advice.
I see. So set the scene for us a little bit. What's going on with the apostles?
Well, so, the apostles are out there spreading the word about Jesus,
Right.
performing miracles, gaining followers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all happening right under the noses of the Jewish leaders.
Making them pretty nervous, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're seeing their authority challenged, their traditions questioned.
Yeah.
It's a direct threat to everything they hold dear.
So they want to take action.
Yeah. I mean, they're furious. They're ready to silence these apostles, like yesterday.
Okay, so Gamaliel steps in, this respected teacher.
Yeah. He's known for his wisdom, his level-headedness.
Right.
So you can almost imagine him raising his hand in this, heated meeting, calming the storm.
I can picture that.
And he says, brothers, let's just pause for a moment.
Wise words.
And what he advises them to do is pretty surprising. He says, leave the apostles alone.
Really?
Yeah. He tells them, just let them be.
Wow. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, his argument is super interesting.
Okay.
He basically says, look, if this movement, if what these apostles are doing is truly from God, there's no stopping it. Like human effort won't make a difference. But, he says, if this is just a group of people stirring up trouble, well, it'll fizzle out on its own.
Interesting. So he's not necessarily saying, I believe what they're saying, but he's acknowledging there's something powerful at play here.
Right. He's acknowledging there might be a force beyond just human control.
And I think that's fascinating. He seems to be saying, what if this is divinely inspired? Can we really stop it?
Exactly. And it kind of makes you think.
It does. But there's also another layer to this, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Gamaliel is advocating for a wait-and-see approach.
Right?
But then how does that square with the urgency we find in Jesus' own teachings?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference there.
It's like, I don't know, it's like knowing this massive storm is heading your way, right?
No, okay.
And telling people, man, let's just hang out here and see if it actually rains before we, find shelter.
That's a great analogy. Because Jesus doesn't really offer us that wait-and-see option, does he?
Not really. He
Yeah.
challenges us to choose a side, to commit.
He does. I mean, there's that really powerful statement, whoever is not with me is against me.
Yeah, that's a big one. And it really underscores the active nature of faith, right?
Absolutely.
It's about aligning your actions with your beliefs.
Not just passively agreeing with something.
Exactly. It's about taking a stand.
I see. So what can we learn from all this? Thousands of years later, what takeaways can we apply to our own lives?
Well, I think, it's a timeless story with some really powerful lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first off, I think it reminds us that even when things seem chaotic or uncertain, there's a higher power at work.
That's reassuring.
And it also reminds us, I think, that following a belief system, whatever that belief system may be, it requires more than just passive agreement.
Yeah.
It demands action and commitment.
Makes sense.
And then I think there's also a really powerful message in the boldness of the apostles.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't shy away from sharing their faith, even in the face of really strong opposition.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. So much to think about.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Gamaliel's advice.
It's been really insightful.
It leaves us, I think, with a pretty thought-provoking question. How do we balance careful observation with the need to take a stand in our own lives? Something to ponder as we go about our day.
Great question.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Sounds good.
All right.
Right.
Bye, everyone.